When I was in second grade, I discovered that not only were there Berenstain Bear picture books, but there was also an early reader chapter book mystery adventure series, the Berenstain Bear Scouts. In each book, the Berenstain Bears solved mysteries, went on hikes, and of course, learned a lot about science and nature from the local history museum. I love those books, but I never knew there was a Sega Genesis platformer featuring Brother and Sister Bear. And indeed there is. In 1994, the Berenstain Bears Camping Adventure released in the United States for the Sega Genesis. At the time, Video Games Magazine gave the game an 8 out of 10 score, saying that the game was, quote, stupendous. So, since I'm always down to try out a new platformer, I've never played before especially, I picked up a used copy of the game, jammed it into my Genesis, and went camping. In the Berenstain Bears Camping Adventure, Brother and Sister Bear have finished collecting the firewood, the tent is set up, and they want to go exploring. You can play either as brother or sister, or play two-player co-op, exploring together through 5 areas in the woods. Going fishing, cave adventure, honey hunting, nature walk, and haunted forest. You can set the game's difficulty level to bear cub, brown bear, or grizzly bear. If you choose bear cub, you'll only play 1 stage in each area, but if you choose brown or grizzly, you'll play 3 stages in each area. Bear Cub mode also skips all the bosses of each area, allowing for younger kids to play without a lot of difficulty to get in the way. Right after the opening story, you drop into the hub world, so to speak, where you can choose from 4 of the 5 levels. This allows for a lot of fun gameplay, varying which level you start with. The Haunted Forest level, however, is always last after you have played the other 4 levels and unlocked it as a playable area. You press start while standing by a level sign to play it. This took me a while to figure out at first, as I was running around the screen trying to enter the level and not knowing how to do it until I decided, well, maybe press start. Brother and sister control the same, each with a jump, a pick up an item, and an attack button. Most levels contain rocks you can pick up to use as a weapon against the various enemies like bats and bobcats and ravens and squirrels. But there are also level-specific items that allow you to perform other actions. In Cave Adventure, for example, you can find a pickaxe that will allow you to break through some walls. In Goin' Fishin' and Nature Walk, you can pick up a butterfly net to allow you to collect items out of reach that you can't get by jumping. Okay, so this is probably the place to say it. This game is a collectathon. Yes, that is correct. I don't know if it has more items to collect than Donkey Kong 64, but there are a lot of items scattered throughout each level. The areas all have a special item you can collect. In Goin' Fishin', you're looking for fish. In Cave Adventure, you find diamonds. In Honey Hunting, you grab honeycombs. In Nature Walk, it's butterflies. And in the Haunted Forest, it's flashlights. There are also clovers to collect that if you obtain enough of, you gain an extra life. There are hearts and hot dogs and picnic baskets that restore varying amounts of health, and there are extra lives hidden in super secret areas in each stage. If you collect enough of the special item in each stage, you open up a portal to a mini-game. Most of these mini-games involve catching more of the special items while dodging enemies. Fortunately, enemies won't hurt you in these games, which is a very nice bonus, especially when the screen is practically overflowing with objects flying around and it feels near impossible to dodge anything. These mini-games are essential to unlocking the Haunted Forest and gaining more points. If you get enough points by the level's end, you'll receive an extra life. I will say, I really enjoyed the health mechanics in this game. They felt very future forward. If you're hit by an enemy, you'll lose some of your hearts. There are plenty of hot dogs and picnic baskets around to help refill your energy. If you fall into a pit, your character will float up in a bubble right to the edge of the platform where you previously fell off. If you're in co-op mode, if one character moves off screen, they'll reappear shortly in one of the bubbles as well, keeping the gameplay moving along without feeling as though you had to start over. When you run out of health, your life meter simply counts down, and you continue playing right where you are with 1 less life. I loved this. It meant I did not get kicked back to the very beginning of the stage and had to start all over again. You can get rid of enemies either by bouncing on their heads or by tossing rocks at them. Some of the enemies are easy enough to avoid, and then there's the stupid woodpeckers. Without a doubt, these are the most annoying enemy in the game. They will latch onto you and won't let go until you finally jump enough times to get rid of them. But anyway, each stage is fun to play and offers various challenges and exploration. There are tons of secret walls to pass through to find other ways throughout each stage. I could not confirm this, but it also felt as though there were multiple endings in each stage. I felt as though I came across multiple ending markers in some of the areas. You truly feel as though you're exploring the world of the Berenstain Bears as you traverse each level. And that brings me to the graphics. I felt like I was looking at a Berenstain Bears picture book while playing this game. The sprites are large and animated, and they look just like the characters from the books. The colors are vibrant, and everything has that Berenstain Bears style to it. There are bosses at the end of each level, but they're a little bit laughable and fairly simple to fight. In Cave Adventure, you face off against 3 spiders. In Goin' Fishin', you fight an angry beaver. In Honey Hunting, it's an eagle. In Nature Walk, you have to bounce on a mountain lion to win the day. And in the Haunted Forest, you fight a gray wolf. By far, the spiders were the hardest boss to beat, as it takes a minute to figure out the pattern that they move in. But once you have the pattern down, it was really simple. The other bosses were all simple as well, and wouldn't be too difficult for an experienced gamer. This isn't a long game, and I think if you're a platform gamer, you're going to love this one. It's right in the same vein as games like The Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse or McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. My wife and I had a lot of fun playing the co-op and beating the entire game in about 30 minutes. The one downside in my opinion though, is the music. Some of it is so repetitive, and can I say random? The songs loop endlessly and have random iterations of each tune blasting throughout each level. The other sounds aren't too bad when you pick up an item, but it's just the music that did start to annoy me near the end of my playthrough. So now we come to the question. So should you pass on it or play the Berenstain Bears Camping Adventure? My rating system is really simple. It's either a pass, play, or play it again. Pass just means you can definitely skip this one. Play means you should play it at least once in your lifetime. And play it again means it's worth keeping and revisiting. So should you pass or play on this one? I definitely recommend you play it again. This is a fun platformer with plenty of exploration to be had and fairly simple gameplay. It's also the perfect game to introduce new video gamers to the world of video gaming. It's fun, it's easy, and anyone who grew up with the Berenstain Bears will love a nostalgic visit to that world once again. I am so glad I discovered this game. I've never been the biggest fan of camping in real life, so a video game version was the perfect way to go camping.